Hello, I'm James and thanks for tuning in to Kalkine TV for the early trades live from Sydney. Let's begin with our opening session commentary. Australian shares have dropped 0.6% in the opening minutes of trade, weighed down by losses posted by the financial and consumer discretionary sectors. Pointsbet was the biggest laggard, retreating 9.1% after rising 17.5% on Tuesday. Janus Henderson dropped 8.4% and Virgin Money UK also fell by 7.9%. The materials and energy sectors cushioned the broader market after the Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index, which tracks 23 futures contracts, climbed 4.1% on Tuesday, marking the biggest rise since 2009. South 32 climbed 4.2%, Regis Resources added 4.2%, Fortescue rose 3.4%, Santos firmed by 3.2%, and Rio Tinto also advanced by 3.1%. Sigma Healthcare rose 2% after upgrading its earnings guidance. Mineral Resources firmed 2.7% following the announcement that Peter Wade had retired as chairman of the company. And Damstra Holdings jumped 7.7% after being appointed as the technology partner for the $15.8 billion Northeast Link project. In terms of headlines today, Sigma Healthcare has upgraded its earnings guidance for the financial year ending on the 31st of January due to increased demand of some of its COVID-19 related products. The company is now expecting underlying EBITDA to be up to 10 to 15% on last year compared to the previous guidance provided on December 6. The improved financial performance reflects the rapidly evolving COVID-19 environment and the sudden increased demand for rapid antigen testing, which resulted in significant volume growth in the month leading up to Sigma's financial year close. Moving on, and Bass Oil has entered into a conditional sale and purchase agreement with the subsidiary of Beach Energy to acquire its interest in 8 Cooper Basin tenements for cash considerations of $650,000. The assets to be acquired include Beach's interest in the producing Warrior and Padula oil fields and a number of prospective properties, appraisals and exploration opportunities. On completion, Bass will own a 74 to 100% interest in the tenements. Another company making news today is MA Financial, which capped 2021 with surging inflows for its funds management business that helped elevate earnings and is now betting on rising demand for an unloved corner of the global equity market for its next phase of growth, which is namely Chinese stocks. The company is launching a Chinese equity fund open to wholesale investors and managed by Beijing-based China AMC, one of the country's largest fund managers. The new fund amounts to a wager that investors will begin to correct a long-standing underweight in one of the world's biggest share markets, despite a period of poor performance for Chinese stocks. And in other news, Telix Pharmaceuticals is immediately cancelling the share purchase plan that it had announced in January due to changing market conditions. The cancellation does not affect the recently completed share placement, which is set to occur with institutional investors who raised $175 million at $7.70 per share. Telix has no current plans to undertake a new share purchase plan. And lastly, Damstra Holdings has been appointed as the technology partner for the $15.8 billion Northeast Link project to be delivered by the Spark Consortium. The project is expected to deliver a new $4.9 million unaudited revenue for Damstra over 6 years, and Damstra will provide mobilisation systems through its enterprise protection platform to about 15,000 users on the project, utilising the workforce management, Damstra Learning and digital forms modules. Alright, well that's all for this edition of the Early Trades. Stay tuned to Kalkine TV for the latest market updates and business news. I'm James, signing off for now.